I know that sometimes it's really hard in terms of like living life on a day-to-day basis with so many emotions that come across, like guilt and fear and anxiety. Maybe even for some of us, the uncertainty that can lead into feeling like a sitting duck in certain situations in life. And it's been my personal experience that those feelings have a consistent pattern. I feel like I have lived under this cloud of maybe anxiety, definitely anxiety, and anger, and this like survival mode. And I have to stop and take a look at it a little bit and reflect on what exactly it means to vibrate off of anxiety. And I know that Carl Jung talks about shadow work, and I know how important it is. And I've had this concept of shadow work, and I've shared it with other people, but I'm having to reprocess a lot of information that I just learned with the A Course in Miracles. And something that I completely missed was this notion of like spirituality, or this notion of being enlightened, or this notion of like feeling like a saint. I don't know if that's a good word, but man, I'll meet people and I love it. I love that they have this sense of ownership, of living this like path of goodness and love, right? But I struggle with it on my end, because obviously reason why I'm having this conversation is because I have a lot of anxiety and anger and maybe jealousy, like really dense emotions that I know don't serve me, but they're in front of me and now I can recognize them. Before, I would act upon these emotions and maybe would change the situation for a moment temporarily, but then it would arise, the thing that I am not paying attention to would come back up, and maybe a different situation with the same opportunity to pay attention to my anxiety, or whatever shadow is that we're working on. but but my ego has played a really great role for a long time in my life, because the moment that I feel anxious or angry or fearful, um, I run away. I run away and I try to change things, and out of fear and survival, I make decisions that were not sober. And anyways, in this Course in Miracles, there's essentially two levels, or two phases, or two spaces that we can live off of. That one where I was just mentioning, and we can add more things, but essentially that victimhood. Either somebody isn't treating us right, or we're not treating somebody right, and we're not feeling in we're not feeling love, and we're not feeling peace, and we're not feeling security. Instead, we're feeling all of the other things, including guilt. And you know I don't even know what the emotion is called, but I just have no vision sometimes. Like, I can't see past like what's in front of me. And today was a really foggy day, and I couldn't see past anything. And I'm sitting at the beach, and I'm reflecting, and I'm spending time, you know, searching. And I'm having this conversation with you, and the fog has dissipated. I could see the horizon, and I'm going to show you. Watch. So earlier today, you couldn't see, you know, the buildings that you see in front of you, and then that little line. They're like it's like a barrier island. You couldn't see that far out. Everything was so dark and And it's much like I've been feeling lately. But for some reason, at this moment, as I'm going through this course that I'm learning, there's two states that I can live off of. The state of my ego, and that state is going to be filled with all of these emotions that I've been talking about. Again, in my case, it's the fear, it's the anxiety, it's the guilt, it's the feeling like nothing really anchors. Like everything seems to like fizzle apart after a while, and I'm not really understanding why. And so I can live and consistently stay there, or I can realize that I have every single tool in front of me, every resource, the strength, the clarity in front of me, and I just have to choose to live off of a place of love and off of a place of peace and out of a place of forgiveness. And sure, I can sit here and give you a laundry list of people that I need to forgive, but I think at the very center, I have to forgive myself. And I have to forgive myself and be okay with the blessings that come with that decision. Because it seems that I'm only okay with the hardship and the heartache that comes in living from that state of ego or from that state of survival mode. But I have learned enough. I have studied enough. I have a wealth of information and knowledge in front of me, and it's time for me to put it to use. Because I haven't, because I've been afraid, because I've been so egotistical to think that I can just sit here and preach and talk about things, or I can live off of a place of experience and truth. And I will tell you this much, that I would rather live off of a place of experience and truth than out of a place of fear. And I'm gonna give the seagulls some nuts. You don't like them? Are they too big? They're probably too big. But, you know, it's time to make a change. It's time to make a change, and it's time to make a decision. Because I cannot sit here, or I can, right? But I can't sit here and talk about the goodness in life and talk about the possibilities and talk about our greatness, but still be in this place of lack of love. Lack of love for myself, lack of love for others, lack of love for... just lack of love. And so I'm going to make the decision. I am going to, I have decided that not only am I powerful, and I am somebody who has a purpose, and I am somebody who is here to teach and show myself that it can be done, that all of these theories that I have learned and this life that I have walked means something to me. There is a lesson for me, so that I am able to gain this clarity, so that I am able to gain awareness, so that if I have to come back to earth, obviously with a different body, but the same spirit, that I have this knowledge and wisdom that transcends lifetimes, that will help me live in a place of love, in a place of safety, in a place of joy, in a place of knowing that being here, talking and living is nothing but a dream. It's the great dream, and I know this. I know this is the great dream. And I am here, and I chose to be here. And not only did I choose to be here, but I have a mission. I have a life's mission. And I will connect with it. And I have made that decision. It's done.